Welcome back to Camp Out West. If you're new here, we're John and Emilie, and we recently sold our home and all our belongings to buy this. An old abandoned caravan park that used to be home to the coal miners that worked in the colliery across the road. The mine closed back in 1989 and the caravan park has been left to become completely overgrown. So now that we're the new owners, we've been working hard over these last 12 months to clear up all the leftover rubbish and get ready to build our own tiny home. We hope you enjoy watching today's episode as we get ready for some new arrivals and start work on our new campsite.
Welcome back to Camp Out West. If you watched the last video, you'd have seen us pouring our first concrete slab for our tiny house, and that was really exciting.
We have to wait 28 days for the concrete to be fully cured, so we thought while we wait we would tick off one of our bucket lists we've had since we started the land, and that was welcoming some new arrivals.
Yeah, we asked all of you watching to guess what our new arrivals might be, and a lot of you did guess correctly, so we are getting some hens on the land, which should be good.
And we also start work on our glamping area, which we're so excited for because we can't wait to finally welcome all of you to come and stay with us at Camp Out West, as well as welcoming our friends and family. So we hope you enjoy watching. So this is where we decided to put the chicken coop. We were trying to think of somewhere that would have really good shelter from the sun, so we thought under the canopy of this oak tree would be really good. And we thought having them in the field made a bit more sense, so when we wanted to let them off to free roam, they had loads of space to do that.
First things first, I started work trimming the area where the chicken coop is going to go.
Next, it was time to bring our newly delivered coop over to our chosen spot ready to be set up.
We're just unboxing the coop now. All looks pretty cool. It's all made of recycled plastic, and then it's got this metal door, so that's supposed to keep the foxes out at night. Fingers crossed. So we've opened up both of the boxes, which should be a chicken coop. We found the instructions, so hopefully we can get this done. Yeah, so on the second page of the instructions is like a expanded diagram of all the pieces. So I'm just going to copy this, lay them all out on the floor in the same fashion, quickly check we've got everything, and then just go from there.
We spent weeks researching about chicken coops and looking into what might be the best option for us. We were asking in Facebook groups, forums, and reading every review we could find. And after all of our research, we decided we wanted to go for a recycled plastic coop to help against mites. And also, with the heavy rainfall we get in Wales, we wanted something that would withstand our wet weather and have little maintenance and be easy to clean. Lucky for us, we were kindly gifted this coop from the UK brand Nestera, which ticked all of our boxes.
You supervising?
Just put on the nesting box, and pretty much every piece you put on it just gets sturdier and sturdier, so it's getting there now, and it's all been held together by these lynch pins, and then they call them pie clips, but they're these little plastic clips. So I'm guessing if you wanted to take it down and move it somewhere else at a later date, you could literally just go around. There's no screws or anything, so you just unclip it all.
It's clever.
It's good.
As you can see, it was so easy to put together.
But we've finally finished building the coop. Like, it literally looks amazing, and it's got pretty solid. Literally, as you put it all together, it's surprising how sturdy it's got.
Next, I levelled the ground under the chicken coop and used some of the old concrete slabs left on the land to create a hard standing. Next we attach their fixed run.
Look at you. You in your house?
So like you can see here, we've managed to put on the coop's run, which is to here, and then this is the run extension. So you can get this in like it's 1.25 meter sections. So you can basically buy these, and it's modular, so you can keep adding to it. You can see now we've put them onto the paving slabs, and then you've got this like little lip at the bottom, and this is to stop anything digging underneath. The reason we've gone for the paving slabs is the ground is quite wet, and this guarantees us like a solid base then that animals can't dig into that wet ground. So the plan is now we're going to put on top of this paving slabs a load of wood chip. So a couple of months ago in the winter we chipped up all the old branches like oak, willow, a couple of ash trees that we took over the winter. So that's been sat drying out and things for a couple of months, and that's what we're going to be using as the stuff in the run, so they can scratch and forage around.
Chicken coop complete, now it's time to go and get the girls. Good girl, Maggie. Good girl.
Maggie, look at her tail. Are you happy?
They're chilling, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, look at them. God, Maggie thinks it's Christmas. This is the most exciting day. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. You like it in there, I promise. Oh, look at them. Oh, well done. Oh, that's so soft. Oh, look, they like it already. They're in the nesting box. They're in. They're all in. Fine. Oh.
Alright, so the cool thing with this coop, for the back you've just got these two little handles that lock it in and two linch pins. So when it comes time to cleaning or even just inspecting them, this all slots there. So that's the coop closed.
So easy.
And then the linch pins that hold a lot of the construction together, you literally pop them in there.
Foxproof.
So,
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by them drinking.
Oh, they love it.
it's been nearly 2 weeks now since we've had the hens, so we thought we'd show you their setup that we've got. They seem to have settled in really well, like they seem really chilled. They've been eating all their food, so they've got their coop, but then around that they've got a 50-meter circumference where we've put 1.2 meter tall poultry mesh, electrified poultry mesh. So we run that off an energizer that is powered by a leisure battery. So it's the leisure battery that came in our caravan that we currently live in. So we've been running that now for nearly 2 weeks, and then we've just been topping up that leisure battery using the GoPro Vita 550. It was really important for us to give the chickens plenty of space, so that's why we went with 50 meters of the electrified poultry mesh. And I think because we're in the countryside, we have got predators out here. We have got neighbours that have had
foxes come and take their hens, so we're going to try and avoid that. But I think they've settled in really well. Even from day one when we brought them back, they seem really calm. They've been eating, they've been going in to nest every night, and we've been able to pick them up. Like the people that we got the chickens from, like they raised them, like, you know, they hand raised them, so they literally, the guy just took them, picked them up straight away, and even these guys are happy for us to pick them up. So these are the 4 hens that we picked. They're all hybrids, so they're like, I guess, a mixed breed. They're all different colours and patterns, which I think is amazing. So if you've got any name suggestions, let us know in the comments below. So when we got the hens, they were 14 weeks old, so they're yet to lay. I think it's 18 weeks when they potentially start to lay eggs. So the guy was saying that he's pretty sure they're all hens, but there's still a possibility that one of them could be a cockerel. And we're kind of thinking this might be our cockerel. So what do you think? Slightly different noise coming from this guy. Well, I'm going to say guy. Potentially turning into a cockerel. Anyone want to hedge a bet? Because these just make like a little chattering sound, and this one's got a little bit of a
sing.
Yeah, a different thing. Obviously we completely new to all this, so maybe some seasoned chicken keepers can let us know.
A special thank you to GrowWatt for sponsoring today's video and for supporting our project. With over 3 million customers worldwide, GrowWatt is one of the leading brands for solar energy solutions, and we're so excited to have been sent the new GrowWatt Vita 550, which is the newest portable power station on the market.
We've personally used a variety of solar generators in the past to power our projects and our camping trips. So really impressed with what GrowWatt have included in the new Vita 550, which is making it a really impressive piece of kit.
We were looking for a portable power station we could use in our camping area on our land to help power our future guests, and the Vita 550 just ticks so many boxes. Firstly, we love how lightweight it is, making it effortlessly easy to transport and use on the go, and with a capacity of 538 watts and an output of 600 watts, the Vita 550 can power a big variety of camping essentials.
The Vita 550 also has an impressive 14 different outlets,
which allows us to power multiple devices all at once. We particularly love the wireless phone charging function, which we've never seen on a portable power station before, and we know this will be such a hit with our future guests. We also love the built-in LED torch, which also makes a great emergency light.
What makes the Vita 550 stand out from other portable power stations on the market? It comes with long-lasting LFP batteries that are durable for 3,000 charge and discharge cycles. The Vita 550 has an impressive lifespan of over 8 to 10 years, in comparison to the industry standard of a lifespan of only 3 to 5 years, which gives you an extra 5 to 7 years of use, which is pretty impressive. The Vita 550 offers you 3 different charging options: 240-watt wall charging from 0 to 100 in just 1 hour, solar charge from 0 to 100 in 2.5 hours, as well as charging from your car with a 100-watt vehicle charge from a 12-volt system.
GrowWatt also have the MyGrow app, which allows us to have full control of the Vita 550 and access real-time energy data no matter where we are, which is such an incredible function we will be able to utilise when we have our camping guests using the portable power stations on our land, as this will allow us to be able to check the battery levels in real time and even turn lights, fans or even heating on ready for our guests' arrival or return.
We're really impressed with the new Vita 550 and we can't wait for you all to try it when you come and stay. For more information, click in the link in the description. Thanks again to GrowWatt for supporting our channel and our campsite build.
Morning, so I'm just walking up to the top of our drive because we have a wood delivery coming today. We're going to start work on our glamping area, on all the deckings where our glamping tents are going to sit. So trust it to rain on a weekend where we've got to spend a lot of time outside, but we're hoping the sun will come out later.
Yeah, so to work out where we're going to put our supports, we thought it would make sense to just make the sort of external frame of the deck framing.
So we've cut all of our lengths. So this deck is going to be 6 meters long and then 4 meters across, and that allows for our glamping tents, and then with like an additional like little decked area at the front. So because this is our climate most of the time, not the sun that we've been having, we thought if we concreted in wooden posts into the ground, it would only be like a year or so before they start rotting. So we thought this would be a better option. It's basically a metal receiver. You put your post in the top and then you concrete this piece in, so it gives you all the strength needed to support the weight of the decking and whatever's on it. But it means if that post in there rots out, you can literally unbolt it, and we're going to attach the actual wooden post to the decking frame using carriage bolts with big nuts and washers. So whichever one of these, if it does go in the next couple of years, you can just easily cut it out, unbolt it and put a new piece in. So that should prolong the life of the deck.
So now we're just going to start working out where all the feet holes are going to go for me to dig out. And in the last video, everyone was suggesting that we use flour to help mark out where we need to dig. So thank you for the suggestion.
So we've just finished digging all the holes, and we've gone around with a strimmer, cut all the grass and cleared it away, because that's going to be underneath the deck. We don't want it all growing. I think before we actually put the framing onto the supports, we're going to put like a weed membrane down, because that's going to be hidden anyway, but it'll just stop weed growing up through the actual decking boards. So that's what's happened on our little deck we built before. So yeah, we're going to put our first post in. This is our highest point of the ground. This is going to be our shortest piece of post. So this is what we're using to attach our posts into the ground. So these get concreted in, and then in there is the piece of fence post that we use, the 4x4 post. So we're just going to cut ourselves a piece of post that's long enough to go in there, with enough on top to fasten the 2x6 timber to. So this is the 4x4 post, and then this is basically a piece of the 2x6 of the framing. So I've cut this little seat, so this is going to go into this receiver.
Hi, Carl.
And then this will be the joist of the deck, and that sits on there, and then you have 2 carriage bolts that go through here. So then basically all the weight that's on the deck is like equally placed on this post. So I just got to do that 15 more times.
We're just getting ready to pour the first post mix in. My job is just to keep the post level. John bought this really cool little spirit level that goes on the wood, so I'm gonna keep that there.
It says half fill the hole.
The wood that we bought for our decking already comes pressure treated, so that just helps it against the rot. And where we've been cutting into the timber, we've got loads of bare wood now without any treatment on, so we're just going to go around and paint on all the treatment to help the wood just last a bit longer. We had a call with John's parents last night to let them know how the first day of the deck build went, and John's dad suggested that we use the car jacks, so thank you, Gary. It is working great. We've got everything level as you go around.
So this one's shallow.
There's just one hole that we've done in the wrong place, so we're just going to redig that out. But one hole out of how many? What, 14?
Yeah.
I think we did pretty good to get them all perfect.
Right, so we're at the point now where we want to bolt our first side of the frame on. So we just need to lock them down into these metal, I guess, couplings or whatever these are called. And what I was reading on the review is you need to add some extra washers to their mechanism so that it actually can tighten up properly. So I've got some little M8 washers. I'll have one on each side. This is actually what's going to like press this in and hold this deck leg support. So obviously this needs to be nice and tight, because if we get any, I don't know what you call it, like updraft or anything, this is what stops the wind taking the decking up.
So we're just attaching the outer joist onto our supports that we've bolted in and concreted in. This is what we're using to connect them, so these are carriage bolts. So we're going to have 2 on each connection, putting them diagonally to sort of spread the load. So I'm just drilling a hole through this and that, and then bolting it all on. So it only comes with these tiny little washers, so I've added a bigger washer just to spread the load a bit more. So for these big carriage bolts, they're a much bigger bolt than the ones we were using earlier. So I've bust out my granddad's old socket set. This is the set I use for all of our repairs and stuff on the Land Rover. And it's cool that it's actually coming in useful for this.
Now it's time to concrete in the rest of the leg supports. Now the legs are all in place, we can roll out the weed membrane.
Morning, so we've just come back from buying these. A load of galvanised pins for holding down the weed membrane. So we put all the weed membrane out the other day, we cut around all the uprights so it's in place, and then we put all this random wood there. So we're just going to take that all off and then pin it all down, and then we can crack on with the joists then.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh.
Good girl. Go on.
Good girl.
So we've done the main beams of the deck. We're just about to start cutting the noggins, which is going to stiffen it up. So currently in the middle of the span, this is how wobbly they are.
So to stiffen up the whole frame, we add in staggered noggins every metre, and it's made a huge difference. Now the noggins are finished, we can start loading up the decking boards.
We've just put all of the decking boards onto the framing now, so we're at the point where we want to screw them down. So we decided we're going to go with a completely flush edge on the front. Reason being, I think we are going to put some sort of steps on the front here, so that'll make that easier. So we're just going to screw down the first one, and then we're going to put some chalk lines along our rafters, and then there's a lot of screwing to be done. I've just put the last screw into the last deck board on here. I just run out of one box and then I was onto the second one, so I've estimated I've used about 1,020 screws, so it's taken quite a while. Big thanks to Paul Gray. He donated on our Buy Us a Coffee with the instructions of
John buy some knee protection. So I've been wearing these in this video a lot, so thanks to Paul for that. It's definitely saved my knees, get some more years out of them. So the next job is to actually trim off. We left like the end of the deck boards just rough because a lot of them had little cracks and things. So we've borrowed a track saw from Harry, one of our mates. So big thanks to Harry. He's lent us a track saw, which I've never used before, and he's also lent us a router. So if we get any tear out, we can use the router just to tidy up the edge. So that's our next job. So we finally finished the decking. That little bit on the end there with the track saw just made it look amazing. So definitely need to invest in one of those for the future. And it's now time for us to actually put up the glamping tents. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
And don't forget you can follow us on Instagram at CampoutWest to watch what we get up to in the week and all our behind the scenes content. And we'll see you soon.
See you next time.
Okay, let's go.
Ready?
Hey. Leave it. Thanks. Sit. Good girl. You okay? Good girl, you stay.
Hello.
Good girl.
Ready? 3.
Hey. Hey.
Push it up. Good girl.
Good girl.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Yeah.
Be fine.